Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. If I could call the room to order. Thank you. Welcome to the first team arrival for the 25th Annual Buffalo Wild Wings Bowl. We're very pleased and excited to have the Kansas State University Wildcats with us, and they've just flown in from the Midwest. And now I'd like to remind you that we are streaming live on fiestabowl.org and welcome everyone who's watching the broadcast around the country. And now I'd like to welcome our board chairman, Brian Hall, to introduce Coach Snyder.
I'll begin with a quick thank you all for being here. We're really excited about college football season, postseason finally being upon us here. Thanks to everybody for being here. City of Tempe, Mayor Mitchell and the Diablos, thank you for your partnership in being here and supporting us today with hospitality. On behalf of the Buffalo, I'd like to welcome the Kansas State Wildcats back to the Valley of the Sun. The 2013 Buffalo Wild Wings will be Kansas State's 6th trip to Arizona for postseason play and the 3rd in the Buffalo Wild Wings Bowl. They were most recently in the Valley, of course, earlier this year when they played in the 42nd Annual Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. Leading the way for the Wildcats is head coach Bill Snyder, completing his 22nd year as head coach at Kansas State, his squads making their 4th consecutive bowl appearance in their 15th in 22 seasons, making with him at the helm. To put that in perspective, K-State only made 1 bowl appearance in the previous 77 years prior to Coach Snyder's arrival. He's done a remarkable job, and we're pleased and honored to have them back in the Valley. And with that, I'll introduce Coach Snyder.
Thank you very much. You would expect me to say we're honored to be here, and we are honored to be here. I assure you that. I have an immense appreciation, having been here as many times as I have, we have, a great appreciation for the people that host, both the Buffalo Wild Wings Bowl and certainly the Fiesta Bowl as well, the Yellow Jackets. I mean, it's gracious hospitality. I think every bowl game you go to, there's gracious hospitality, but these are ladies and gentlemen who genuinely care, and I have a great appreciation for that because it's so sincere. So thank you very much. Our players are enthused. There was 6 to 8 inches of snow on the ground when we left, and it was still snowing. We had to de-ice the plane, and therefore we're a little bit late arriving. So they're pleased to see sunshine once again. With that being said, we're open for questions. It was mentioned that we had not played the University of Michigan, which we certainly haven't. I was at the University of Iowa for years and in the same conference with them, and so I know what that's all about. And it's a great university and certainly a great program, winningest program in college football history. We have an immense amount of respect for what they do for their program, their coaching staff, and certainly their players. How can I help?
Okay, Coach, thank you very much for those remarks. We'll open it up to the media now, and we have a microphone there. If you'll just identify yourself and your affiliation. Thank you.
Coach Scott Bordeaux, the Arizona Republic. Just
Yes,
a procedural question first. Everybody make the trip that was supposed to?
Everybody that I'm aware of,
Okay.
Yes. We still got another plane coming in a little bit later. You'll have to check with me later today.
What was the difference?
Hi, guys.
What was the difference in this team the second half of the season compared to the first half of the season?
Well, they've got it, I guess. Learned a little bit about how to practice, how to prepare. Something that I think they probably took for granted at the outside of the season, and eventually realized what the system that is significant and important to us, and how that carries over to the practice field and your preparation. And so I just think they got finally said, hey, let's do it the right way.
You played in the Fiesta Bowl here last year. Concern for you among the players that will they be up for the bowl? It's not a BCS bowl. You're in the same place you were last year. Have you talked to the players about that?
Well, the idea that you're playing the University of Michigan, regardless of where that happens to be or when, is a challenge. If you're not up for that, you're in some serious trouble.
You played 2 quarterbacks for much of the season. Will that be the plan still in this game?
Yes.
Can you talk about both quarterbacks and what they bring to you?
Both of them good young guys, both of them play well, have grown immensely through the course of the season. We had some difficulty early in the season with, just growth. They work well together. They care about each other. They help each other, and have performed progressively a little bit better throughout the course of the season.
I hate to bring this up, but I'll ask.
Then you don't need to do it.
It's been 10 years since you won a bowl game. Have you looked back on those games? Is there anything you can identify that you might do differently this week, or are those just different games, different circumstances?
They are different games, different circumstances, and I'm just not smart enough to figure out what the issues are and the discrepancy between earlier years and the past four bowl games we've been to. So we'll see.
Front row.
Hi, Angelique Shingelis from the Detroit News. Coach, I'm just wondering, how do you prepare for the unknown? Devin Gardner may not play in this game. You don't have much film on Shane Morris. How do you prepare for potentially a freshman starting this game for Michigan?
Well, I would imagine there may be some differences between the two, but I think both of them prepare in virtually the same games, which is extremely complex. If you prepare for their offense, you're virtually preparing for everything. They can do an awful lot of things. So, who the quarterback is, I would imagine that. Our preparation has been more along the lines of the offense in its entirety. I mean, Gardner's a tremendously talented young guy, but there's a lot of talent on that offense that you have to prepare for, and it's not just the quarterback.
Scott, the second row.
Coach, you mentioned that Kansas State has never played Michigan. In all your years at Kansas State, was there ever a possibility of a non-conference game? Do you know if it was ever discussed, even in the talking stages? I mean, it seems odd that two programs that have been this good with Michigan.
With Michigan?
Yeah.
Of course not. I would have rejected that in a heartbeat.
Well, that explains it, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Does anyone else have any other questions? Oh, we got one more from Angelique.
Yes, ma'am.
You mentioned the other offensive weapons. Who else on this Michigan offense kind of piques your interest a little bit?
Well, I think everybody, thinks Funchess is a tremendously talented young guy, which he is. A running back is, 1,000-yard rusher and runs with it. Offensive lineman. I mean, 3 out of the 5 offensive linemen are on the NFL board. The Gannon youngster, little fast. Yeah. There's 11 of them. They're all good.
Okay. Looks like that's all the questions we have today, Coach Snyder. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Michigan's
very much.
arrival
Appreciate
will
it.
be shortly, so stick around. Thank you.